boy. Okay, goodness gracious. All right, and we're back. We're rolling. We're rolling and polling. It's, guess what, guys? It's that time of the year again. Taylor Neely Show is happening once again in front of your very ears. It's happening right in front of your very ears, and that's great. That's good. I'm excited. I got the inspiration to do a short little bonus episode because you know what? I'm still trying to figure out this thing. I'm still trying to figure out what it is and what I'm supposed to talk about on it. Do I want to be vulnerable? Do I want to make jokes the whole time? Do I want to be silly? Here's the thing about me, guys, is I really like being silly. Being silly is one of my favorite things, but sometimes I don't have the inspiration. I don't have the juice to be silly. Sometimes the juice isn't worth the squeeze because there's nothing to squeeze out. Sometimes I squeeze myself. Sometimes I squeeze the juice all out. The juice is gone. There's no juice left to squeeze. Sometimes I'm full of squeezeless juice. And right now I'm feeling full of juice you can squeeze, but sometimes I'm full of squeezeless juice. And you're going to squeeze and squeeze and squeeze, and you're going to waste your time. And is that really what you want to do? Waste your time? We're trying out the earbuds today, seeing how it sounds, seeing if it locks me into podcasting more. Because when I get distracted podcasting, here's the thing: if you think I'm off the rails normally in a normal podcast, that's how I present. I present as kind of off the rails. That's what I kind of want. Off the rails is kind of my brand. If we're talking about brands, off the rails is kind of what I want my brand to be, but off the rails in a productive manner, not off the rails in a way that I started this podcast once before starting it again now because I started it and then Tamar Rubin texted me and I got distracted. And luckily for us, it was at the beginning. Luckily for us, it wasn't to my detriment. It was to my to the advantage, to my advantage. It was to my advantage because then I could reset, I could restart and get going again. So we're moving, we're rocking, we're rolling. Happy, I don't know what day it is for you. It's Monday, it's Sunday evening for me right now, 10:09 p.m. for me right now. That's the time it is. And I got subconscious there a little bit a second ago because I'm still figuring out, making sure everything is saving appropriately to where it goes, because we couldn't have a situation like we did the last episode. So I hope you're all doing well. I hope if you have a rash or something, you figured it out. I hope the rash has subsided. And if the rash has gotten worse, all the condolences I can give you in the world. I hope that rash goes away soon. You don't deserve that kind of strife in your life. You don't deserve that kind of strife in your life. A rash, dude. Sometimes a rash comes out of nowhere. You're like, where the heck did I get this rash? Is it because I did yard work and I brushed up against poison ivy? And poison ivy doesn't get better on its own. Typically for me, I have to go get some Valtrex. Not Valtrex, that's for herpes. I have gotten herpes medication before, but that's because I got mad herpes in high school. I don't have sexy herpes. That's not the kind of herpes I have. Let's not get it twisted, sister. But sometimes you get a rash out of nowhere. It's like, I'm going to die. This is it. I'm going to die. This rash is going to kill me somehow. It's going to spread to my heart, and I'm going to die. And we know we can't afford to have you die. You've got to take care of the kids. You've got to take care of the kids. How will the kids take care of themselves? They can't even get snacks out of the pantry on their own. So, I hope we're all feeling incredible. I hope we're all feeling good. I know I'm feeling all right this week. Sorry about the last episode of the podcast, guys. It sucked. It was horrible. It was bad. It was me and my own feelings, but it was second wind Taylor. See, I had recorded 50 minutes before, as I talked about, and I had to do it again. So you can't blame me completely. You can only blame Asus and Adobe Audition. And I don't know, sometimes technology doesn't go well. Sometimes it doesn't work how you want it to. So, but we're here. We're cracking. We're crack-a-lacking. I got Reese's Puffs on the counter. I'm looking at them right now. Those are going to be my special little treat after I finish this little podcast I'm doing right now. I love Reese's Pieces. They're kind of a Reese's Puffs. See, sometimes the words, they don't get to form as they come out of my mouth, and they come out as something else. But then we got it together at the end there. But it was treacherous for a second there, wasn't it, guys? It was a little treacherous for a second there. But we're good now. I got Reese's Puffs on the counter because I'm going to have some. I like Reese's Puffs. They're more of a dessert for me than a breakfast. I would never eat Reese's Puffs for breakfast because they're chock full of sugar. But I will eat them for dessert late at night around 11 p.m. So, and Reese's Puffs. So, bonus episode, guys. Reese's Puffs is my bonus. Everyone loves a bonus. A Christmas bonus. A bonus that is a surprise. A bonus episode of a podcast. A bonus. Anything could be a bonus during the day. A surprise. That's always a bonus. And a bonus is exciting. A bonus is good. A bonus is something you weren't expecting. And it what's the ultimate bonus? Like I talked about in the last podcast, winning the lottery would be the most incredible bonus of all time. And right now, the bonuses in my life, I guess those are the things to be grateful for. But the things to be grateful for are the things I already know what they are. So let's think about this for a second. The things in my life that I am grateful for that I already know what they aren't bonuses, but I think the feeling of gratitude I get for being accepting and liking those things, the feeling of joy those things bring me, that's the bonus I get. Those are the promises coming true. We talk about in AA, the promises. In AA, the promises coming true. Those are the promises of life for me right now, are recognizing things that I should be grateful for in my life, and then being grateful, practicing being grateful. That's the bonus, being able to be grateful when I'm golfing, looking at the green trees and be like, this is beautiful. This is God's country right here. These trees, and I see a little snake on the cart path, little snake, that's a bonus. Seeing a snake, a surprise snake, that's a bonus. Okay, you're at, say for example, for me recently, I was at Smith's doing comedy, and I was out on the patio. It's Smith's Old Bar. It's a bar where an open mic happens, and then there's a cockroach. He runs up through the deck boards, and that's a bonus for me because that's exciting. I like seeing, well, in Georgia, it's a palmetto bug, but I like seeing those things. It's hilarious. I think a palmetto bug just showing up out of nowhere, it's like he's showing up, and he's like, hey, guys, what's up? I'm just letting you know I'm here, and I'm not here to harm anybody. And people like to squish those things. But, hey, maybe think about what it's like for that palmetto bug, which basically kind of is just a big giant cockroach. They look like cockroaches. I don't know what else you would call them. They look like cockroaches to me. So I had to pause there for a second because I got scared that someone was coming up to my door to knock on it and telling me to be quiet, because it is 10 p.m. at night. It is 10 p.m. at night, and sometimes people go to sleep at Sundays at 10 p.m. at night. But anyways, so enough about the bonus cockroach. Anything can be a bonus, guys. A bonus is any kind of treat that is something you weren't expecting. That's what a bonus is to me. So, I had this Sunday today was I'm taking a break from golf because I was playing so much, and I decided I was doing all my free time was going towards golf, and I decided I'm going to use that free time for something else. So today I have a gaming laptop, and I was playing. I got a game called Starfield, and I guess it's made by. And I'm not a video game guy. What my go-to for a little bit when I got this gaming laptop was Call of Duty Warzone, a regular Call of Duty Team Deathmatch, or Fortnite with my friend Blake, who lives in North Carolina. Those are my go-tos. Those are what I tend to. Just good. They're quick. They're easy. But I got this game called Starfield, and it's made by the same team the same company that made Fortnite, and it's like space Fortnite, not Fortnite. Fallout. That's what it was. It's Fallout. It's the same company that made Fallout, and it's like Fallout in space. And it was kind of fun. It takes a lot for a video game to grab my attention, and I had fun traversing space and having a spaceship and having a robot that follows me around. But it got to a point once I hit the 2.5-3 hour mark, I was done. I was done playing a video game. I'm not video games, for some reason, I get bored with them very fast, and I have a hard time not feeling like I'm wasting my time. I feel like I'm wasting my time when I play a board game, a video game. Board games are very serious. I don't feel like I'm wasting my time when I play a board game with my grandma Scrabble. I don't feel like I waste my time when I play Scrabble because I'm using my brain to play that. I'm using the dictionary that I have in my head to play that Scrabble. or if it's uke or a card game. But that's like communal. You're doing that with people. Of and why I don't feel like I'm wasting time as much playing Call of Duty Warzone, because I play it with my friend online. But Starfield is by myself, all me. So that's where I feel like I'm wasting my time, because it I'm worried. It's like, what did I accomplish? I didn't accomplish anything. I guess it's kind of like, but I could have been watching a movie. I don't know. I was just relaxing all day. I wasn't going to accomplish anything either. But then there's also that part in the back of my head that's like, you could be podcasting right now. You could be making clips to put on the internet right now, because I'm sure you'll get 1 million views on this stinking clip, which I won't, which won't happen. And I'm trying to practice lately letting myself off the hook in regards to things like that, not feeling like every second of the day I need to be accomplishing something, because I don't. That's impossible, and that's how I get burnt out, and that's how I make myself want to drink again, is by burning myself out, burning the candle at all ends of the spectrum, burning the candle from the front, the butt, the middle. I mean, that candle is gonna be burnt down so quick. I mean, when you're burning the candle at both ends, that candle is gone before you have a chance to even look at it in the eyes. That candle's gone before you even have a moment to recognize it's a candle in the first place. That candle is kaput. That candle is auf Wiedersehen. That candle is out of here. So that's what I think about that. That's what I think about that. So I'm here looking at Adobe Audition, wondering, is this working? Is this I see it, but it's recording in tiny little sound waves. I think it'll be fine. I don't foresee it being a problem. But if it is a problem, we cry, we weep, we openly weep. We let the world know we messed up again, because that's what I like to do. If I mess up, I let everyone in my entire world know. Everyone in my world gets to know when Taylor messes up, because Taylor is done messing up on his own. Everyone goes down with the ship. I'm the captain of this ship, and here's the thing. I'm the captain of this ship, but whole crew going down with me. When you get on my ship, you're going down with me. If I were the captain of a ship, I would make everyone sign a piece of paper that says, if the ship goes down, we all go down. No excuses, no takebacks. If this ship, say a creature from the depths comes back, like, just thrown out, like, we all have seen The Meg with Jason Statham, and a megalodon shark breaks free of the prehistoric prison underneath at the bottom of the ocean, and the megalodon shark is not extinct as we thought it was. So say I'm the captain of a ship, and we have our own megalodon shark situation, but this time it could be a giant squid, like a kraken. It could be like a Loch Ness monster. It could be chupacabras that are also swimming. And so say we have some kind of cryptid type catastrophe happening to us on this ship I am the captain of, and the entire crew signed a piece of paper that said, if the ship goes down, we all go down together. That's why I want them all to sign that, because I don't want to feel alone and scared. I want us all to feel together and scared, because together scared is better than alone and scared. You know that show Naked and Afraid? That's why that show stinks, because they're all naked, they're all afraid, they're alone. They're alone and naked and afraid. I can't imagine anything worse than being naked, afraid, and alone. It's like, I'm so cold. I'm so cold. I'm so cold. I don't have anybody's body to spoon, so our body heat can keep each other warm. Naked and afraid sounds awful. I can't imagine anything worse than being naked and afraid, and alone and in someone's cellar, chained up to a radiator. I can't imagine that. Guys, I'm sorry. The riffs recently have not been very good. The riffs recently in my life I've been having to dig really hard to the bottom of the riff. The riff mines are feeling depleted. So maybe I need to pack up the stuff, pack up the equipment, and move to a different riff cave. Maybe that's what I need to do, because recently I'm not feeling very inspired in these riffs. I don't know. Here's the thing about me. I like to think sometimes I like to think I'm some sort of like deep guy with I feel like I have like deep emotions and I'm sensitive and I'm vulnerable and then but maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm trying to have a silly time most of the time because I'm trying to cover up for the fact that I can't make sense of the emotions I'm feeling sometimes. And it's hard for me to be vulnerable. Sometimes I think I'm being vulnerable, but then when I try to be vulnerable and I say something that I think is profound, it falls upon deaf ears. And then I feel stupid. And that's one of my least favorite things in the entire world is feeling stupid. Feeling stupid makes me so sad. When I was a kid, that was my biggest hated thing was feeling stupid. And people calling me stupid because I was like, oh, I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid. Yeah, ooh. And I couldn't even call the other person stupid because that's how dumb I really was. I didn't know I could just say, no, I'm not stupid. You are. And as I've gotten older and as I've done comedy more, I've developed a thicker skin, some might say. A skin so thick that your insults do not penetrate it. You know what I'm saying? Like a skin so thick that anyone can try to roast me, try to make fun of me, try to make fun of me for the pants I'm wearing. It's not going to come through because I know I look good in those pants. I know those pants look good on me. I don't care what you think about those pants. They're good looking pants. So, don't make fun of my pants. Do you guys feel like the world is going to end? I feel like the world is going to end before I even get to become a full-time adult. Like, I still in my life, I don't feel like a full-time adult. I don't feel like, sure, I pay for my own apartment, and I was talking to someone about this recently. Sure, I have my own apartment. I pay rent every month. I pay my truck note. I buy my groceries. I support myself 100% financially. I don't have any outside help with money. But, I still don't feel like a real actual adult. I don't feel like a guy that's like building a life of for himself. I always feel like a little bit of a kid. I think I always feel a little bit infantilized in my own mind. You know, like I feel like I don't take myself seriously what I'm doing. It feels like it's all a house of cards and it's all gonna come tumbling down at some point. I'm gonna be in big trouble. I'm gonna be in big trouble for trying to be an adult. For even trying in the first place, you know, because I always wanted to be an adult, but I never have felt like one. Like as a kid, I never. Some people want to go back to high school so bad for some reason. And those people are pedophiles, but I don't. I never ever want to go back to high school. High school, I didn't feel in place in high school. I've always felt a little bit out of place, and that's probably my alcoholism. That definitely is a characteristic of alcoholics is feeling out of place. But I do and I don't. Sometimes I feel out of place more than others. I did 2 shows last night. I did 2 don't tell shows, and I did feel a little bit out of place. I felt like the weakest comedian on the lineup, and my first half of my set for both shows was great. Crushed it, blew it out of the park, touchdown, turkey, turkey, like in bowling, a turkey. Um, and you know they call it a turkey in bowling because if someone hit 3 strikes in a row, someone would then shoot a turkey in the head. But my last night the show's first half of the set was good, and the second half I kind of lost him a little bit. And I have this one bit about doing drugs with someone, my father, and then and it just gets a little bit crazy and avant-garde and alternative, and I feel like the crowd on the Friday show I absolutely ripped so hard. I did very good for the first time in a while. I really crushed, and it was so fun, so cathartic, so good. But then last night the audience was a little bit different, and um it just made me feel like the weakest comedian on the lineup. It made me doubt what I'm doing comedically. It made me feel like what I'm doing, jokes wise, is of no value, and I'm just being too weird with comedy. But hey, I guess that's the price I pay for being the riff wrangler. I guess that's the price I pay for trying to think outside the box. You know, people like me, people who think outside the bun, um, We just, we're doubted for years, decades, centuries. People don't see what we're doing until we're able to peel their eyelids back and show them the truth of what we're doing. And the truth of what we're doing, we don't even know what we're doing, but we know what we're doing is right. We know what we're doing is a little bit different than what everyone else is doing, and that's what we think is special about it. And that's why we have a passion for doing something a little bit different than everybody else, because we know deep down that that's what brings us joy, is something that's not happening right now. And I'm still figuring it out, okay? Cut me some damn slack. Give me some extra rope here. Not to hang myself with, but maybe to tie a knot that looks like a butterfly, okay? Give me some time to really foster and develop this sense of a thing that I'm trying to do, which I don't even know what I'm trying to do. And when I'm talking about what I'm trying to do are the jokes I do, the comedy I do. It's just a tiny bit, a tad bit, a little bit, tiny bit different. And that's okay. That should be allowed. And maybe I do suffer from a feeling of being terminally unique, which is a dangerous place for me to be. Maybe it's a dangerous place for me to be, is feeling like what I'm doing is different and I should just be another bozo on the bus, another drunk, another worker amongst workers. But that's the thing about comedy, is you kind of got to set yourself apart. So I don't know what I'm trying to say. I don't know what I'm trying to say, and that's going to be how it is for most of every one of these podcasts. Is I won't know what I'm trying to say, but honestly, I think the earbuds are helping. I think the earbuds are helping me stay in kind of a podcast zone. Okay. Does that register? Are we following along? I am excited. I made perschetti for dinner. Okay. And this isn't just your normal perschetti. Okay. I went to Kroger and I got a bunch of meatballs. And they don't look like tiny pieces of shit. They look like meatballs. I got some meatballs, and then I got a can of diced tomatoes. And then I got fettuccine. And then I got two jars of this pasta sauce, spicy pasta sauce. Cooked the meatballs, cooked the pasta, finished cooking the pasta in the sauce, meatballs in the sauce. Delicious. Good stuff. And cooking is so satisfying when it's so simple. Pasta is one of the simplest dang things I can make. I can't imagine a more simpler thing to make than pasta. It doesn't take that long, and it lasts me 3, 4, 5 days. And by the time I'm down to the last bit of pasta, I'm like, I'm so glad I'm done with this effing pasta, because I'm sick of pasta. I swear to God, if I have to have one more bowl of pasta, I'm going to throw a fit. I'm going to throw a tantrum if I have to eat one more bowl of pasta. I'm going to throw this dang pasta out the window. But I hope you guys are doing okay. I'm feeling better than I did this past week. The weather, I know I said that already, but the weather and the shift in that really threw me for a loop, and it took me until today. I was having cravings to drink, and that's a dangerous place for me to be. Because I don't want to drink. I don't want to drink and then wind up in my bed for 4 days. My parents are coming to visit. I can't wind up in my bed for 4 days feeling like my organs are inflamed from what I'm ingesting into my body. I can't do that. The fact of the matter is I can't do that because I have things to do, places to be, people to see. I can't be wasting my time on a relapse. I can't afford it. I literally can't afford it right now, but sometimes a beer does sound good. And by that, I don't mean a beer. I mean 6 beers followed by hard drugs. And that's bad news. That's bad news. Probably going to die if I do that. We don't want that. We don't want that. I know I don't. I'm looking at you right now. I don't want that. I really don't. At the bottom of my heart, I don't want that these days. Sometimes I just want relief from how I'm feeling in my own skin, because sometimes I'm just uncomfortable in my own skin, and it's okay to feel that way. At the meeting tonight, people were talking about how sometimes sobriety, recovery can be boring or mundane. And that's the problem being an alcoholic and a drug addict, is I want everything to be exciting all of the time. That's why I am right now doing a podcast at 10:30 at night, because I'm like, I got to do this podcast, because how am I ever going to be successful if I'm not constantly putting out content? How am I ever going to achieve my dreams, my goals, my aspirations if I'm not constantly putting out content? And the fact of the matter is that's an unhealthy way to go about it. That's an unhealthy way to do it. I got to do it for the love of the game. I got to do it for the simple enjoyment of talking to myself like a crazy person in a one-bedroom apartment set up like a studio. So that's kind of where I'm at with all of that. It's kind of where I'm at with all of that. I do feel like I didn't finish the thought from earlier. I feel like the world is going to end a little bit. Like, I feel like the World War III is going to break out before I ever get to see my life develop into something that's kind of cool. Israel, Palestine, that's a mess. Russia, Ukraine, big mess. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world that is a mess, and there's all these not small events, but events that are happening right now that I'm like, this seems like the dominoes falling that trigger World War III. This seems like how a world war breaks out, because the dominoes are falling, and eventually the big giant domino falls. And when the big giant domino falls, there's no picking it back up. The only way to pick it back up is nuclear annihilation. And we don't want that. We don't want nuclear annihilation. That's, I've got things to do, places to be, people to see. I don't have time to deal with nuclear annihilation. Oh, sorry, I've got things to do. Sorry, I can't deal with a nuclear war today. Sorry, I need to pay my parking ticket that was due in July and they haven't put online yet. I'm sorry, I have these things I need to do. I apologize ahead of time for all these things I need to do. I'm sorry, I have a full week of work. I have a full week of jobs already lined up. You think my clients give a shit about nuclear annihilation? You think my clients give a rat's damn ass about nukes going off and setting the world back into the Stone Age? You think my clients care? No, they need their TV mounted. No, they need their deck boards replaced. They need an accent wall painted in their child's bedroom. They need these things, and nuclear annihilation is not going to stop that from happening, from them getting what they want. Because what my clients want, my clients get. Because above all else, what's at the end of that? Money. And above all else, I value money. I bought 3 Mega Millions lottery tickets. I lost. And that's a damn shame. That's truly sad, because I was really daydreaming about what I might do with that money. What I might do with that money. It was going to be exciting. It was going to be fun. But lo and behold, we didn't win. So, can you imagine if I won the lottery? You can be damn sure I'd still be doing this podcast and my other one, and just not be working and golfing a lot more and doing stand-up comedy. You can be damn sure about that. That would be my game plan. All I've been saying for a while now is just $1 million. Give me $1 million. Just give me $1 million so I can pursue my dreams. Is that too much to ask? Okay, it's not like every other artist ever has wished that upon themselves, okay? I'm probably the first, and as the first person to ever wish for $1 million, hey, gimme. Hey, gimme $1 million. I would use it wisely. I'd pay off all my debt. So my creditors would be happy. Check please, okay? Check please, because creditors happy, creditors be damned. Creditors be confused. Creditors be wanting to give me more credit if I pay off all my credit. But no. If I had $1 million, I wouldn't need credit. And that's why I'm making this pitch today, to give me $1 million, because I would then be I would be a sought after individual in the lending market. I could then buy a house. $1 million, I'm buying a house. I'm buying 3 jet skis and throwing them off a cliff just because I can. I'm buying 3 jet skis, buying one of those helicopters that has the two. You know what? Matter of fact, scratch that. I'm not going to buy that helicopter, because I bet one of those helicopters is, fridge just came on. Very rude, fridge. Very rude. One of those helicopters is probably well over $1 million. So we're not going to get one of those helicopters. What we're going to do is buy 3 jet skis, and I'll tow them with my truck to the edge of a cliff and we'll push them over, old style. Just push them over the cliff, just to show you that. Money doesn't mean shit to me. Money doesn't mean a gosh darn thing. I could win $1 million. I'll spend it right away. You bet your hot suite of ass. You bet your hot suite of tits that me and money. I do think, though, if I was extravagantly wealthy, which I'm bound to be one day, I do think if I was extravagantly wealthy, I do think money then wouldn't mean much to me. I would probably buy lots of things for my friends, buy lots of things for the people around me, over tip, and just spend the money irresponsibly, because once you have it, why not spend it? Why not do what you're supposed to do with it? You can't take it to the grave. I know the Egyptians thought you could take everything to the grave, but the Egyptians were idiots. The Egyptians, here's the thing, aliens or some other culture built those pyramids. The Egyptians just came across them. The Egyptians just were lucky enough to stumble across the pyramids and then take credit for them. The Egyptians are idiots. They live in the part of the world that can't stop fighting. Stop fighting, guys. Fighting is bad. Fighting is bad fighting hurts. Fighting hurts a lot. So, and if that was a controversial thing to say, didn't mean to make it controversial. I take it back. However you feel about what I just said, I feel that way too. But yeah, it's just, the fun never ends. The party never dies. Okay, that's what I learned on. Sorry, I've got burps coming out of my body. Guys, there's not much else to talk about. There's not much else to. I don't know what else. I don't know what I can end this on. What I'm going to do after I sign off here, guys, is I'm going to eat some spaghetti, eat some Reese's Puffs, and probably play a little bit more Starfield, because this is the first time in my life where a game has piqued my interest, and that's okay. I'm not a gamer, but for the time being, I'm going to play video games. I'm going to play some video games, and you can't stop me, because I'm in charge of my life. What have we talked about before, guys? Let's not forget, I am my own boss. In every respect of the guard, in every respect of the matter, I am my own boss. At work, at play, at bedtime, I am my own boss. No bedtime. No bedtime if you never go to bed. Bedtime every night, actually. I go to bed, I sleep in. I'm caught up on my sleep right now. I feel good in that regard. So I'll say it once, I'll say it a bajillion times. Guys, go home, get some rest. Big day tomorrow.